You are on standby. Pro Race of Champions, this is your standby call. For your first, in fact, we're going to put everybody on standby for your first and only test hit. Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. Time has come to get the Race of Champions underway. We're going to call Sportsman to lanes 1 and 2, Pro to 3 and 4, Super Pro to 5 and 6. Once again, that is Pro to 1 and 2. Sorry, Sportsman to 1 and 2, Pro to 3 and 4, Super Pro to lanes 5 and 6. Off to a great start here with this one. Sportsman 1 and 2, Pro 3 and 4, Super Pro to 5 and 6. Hot Rod and Juniors, you're on standby. So once again, we have made the call for the first 3 classes to the lanes for your first and only testing hit of the afternoon. That is once again, Sportsman to lanes 1 and 2, Pro to lanes 3 and 4, and Super Pro to lanes 5 and 6. Sportsman to 1 and 2, Pro to 3 and 4, Super Pro to 5 and 6. Bring them up for your only testing hit of the night for Race of Champions. Once again, we are making a third call for Sportsman, Pro, and Super Pro to the lanes. Sportsman, we need you in lanes 1 and 2, Pro to 3 and 4, Super Pro to 5 and 6. This is your third call to the lanes for your only testing hit of the night. If you want to get it in, I'd start making your way on down there. All right, for the drivers in Sportsman, Pro, and Super Pro, if you're not in the lanes, you are officially late. We are running without you. So once again, that is Sportsman, Pro, and Super Pro. We have called you 3 times with Sportsman to 1 and 2, Pro to 3 and 4, Super Pro to 5 and 6. We are now running without you. So first car, we'll kick it off with Pro Bracket testing. It'll be Bobby Ehlers bringing up the Chev Stang Fox Body. Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. We need Hot Rod and Juniors to the lanes. Hot Rod and Juniors to the lanes. We're going to call Hot Rod to lanes 3 and 4, Junior Thunder to lane 1, Junior Lightning to lane 2, and Junior Street to lanes 5 and 6. Once again, that is Hot Rod to 3 and 4, Thunder to 1, Lightning to 2, Street to 5 and 6. Bobby Ehlers goes 10:24 at 130 miles an hour to kick off the Race of Champions testing passes. Now bringing up Jim Bank and Chris Stowe. Mopar is running down track. 440 going up against the 512. And the Snowcoat Racing Dart gets out in front of the 006 light. 972, 136 miles an hour. While Banky goes 11:18 at 97. Bring up Ross Walker for the Preston Chevrolet Chevy 2. Craig Johnson does not look like he's going to be able to make the testing pass, but he was your previous winner in Pro Bracket for the Race of Champions. So quickly into Sportsman testing. Grant Gordon for the Four Cycle Customs Incorporated Dart going up against the Broadway. Grant Gordon goes 12:01, 110 miles an hour. The Broadway Dart goes 12:31 at 107. Bring up Kevin McCauley, bring up Ann Copeland. The BDL Automotive Cutlass going up against the 3.6 liter Subaru from 2016. McCauley goes 001 on the tree. Top end of the racetrack goes 11:72 and 112. And we'll bring up Ann Copeland with a 15:17 at 92. Here's Brendan Piskacek racing Nick Douglas. So a Ford v Dodge battle with this one. You got a 90s Mustang going up against the 2023 Super Bee. Piskacek running on the Buick Racing and Motor in Canada with Thomas Machine. Nick Douglas, not just your defending track champion in the Sportsman category, but also defending Race of Champions winner in Sportsman. Piskacek goes 13:10 at 101 miles an hour. Nick Douglas goes 12:15 at 111. We roll to Super Pro. We have once again called for Hot Rod and Juniors to the lanes. So Hot Rod, bring them on up to lanes 3 and 4. Junior Thunder to lane 1. Junior Lightning to lane 2. And Junior Street to 5 and 6. Kevin McNichol comes into this race 4th place in last season's championship, but he did win the Race of Champions last season for Rad Torque Systems Super Pro. He goes up against Jason Gibson. Martin Rochelle brings up his 1978 Malibu to face off against John DeBack for Rad Torque Systems and Cold Front for his 1989 S10. Rochelle goes 1084, 128 miles an hour. DeBack 1041 at the buck 27. We'll bring up Lorenz Schwartz, the Titanium Auto Group Bubba Speed Shop Monte Carlo. You're defending king of the track, and you'll have to fight for that title this afternoon, as we're going to be running the 2023 edition of that race tonight. We never managed to do it last year. And then we'll be running the 2024 rendition of King of the Track, I believe, tomorrow. Schwartz on a single. Takes the Monte Carlo down the track. And the closeout Super Pro, he'll clock in a 10:09 at about 33. We move to Hot Rod for their one and only test hit. Rob Monroe Jr. for the Winter Harbor Marina, Gibson Racing, Transmissions, SD Performance, and Horizon Paint and Auto Body. Acadian with 427 cubic inches of small block Chevy motor, facing off against Rob Hodgson with a 1967 Plymouth Belvedere with 440 cubic inches of Plymouth motor under the hood. Monroe goes 1048 at the buck 26. Rob Hodgson goes 1063 at 124. And that brings up Roland Lowen and Sylvia Hoostens. Lowen celebrated the birthday today in his 1955 Meteor. 302 cubic inches of Ford motor on both sides of the racetrack. One of them, the Lordco Racing Meteor, the other, a classic 66 Mustang. Looking to be a pretty evenly matched pair on this one. Sure enough, not too much separates them. Hoogstens goes 1244 at 106. Lowen was 1277 at 101. Rob Monroe Sr., the next one to bear, against Matt Warner, the White Knuckle Racing Model A, going up against the Linden Service Center Mercury. Does not look as though Chris Stone will get to contend for his win in Old Car Center Hot Rod for Race of Champions last year. Wheels up high for Warner. Slams back down. Rob Monroe Sr. out the back door goes 868 at a buck 50, while Warner goes 1042 at 125. So that's it for the big cars for testing. When we see them up next, it'll be elimination time. We'll bring up the juniors. We bring out the next pair. Well, the first pair in Junior Thunder. Bentley is up first. For Bubba Speed Shop, Peanut Industries, Titanium Auto Group, Napa Auto Parts, Badass Garage, and Lucas Oil, for the 2006 half-scale dragster, going up against Cadence in the Creative Dragster, also from 2006. Sponsored by Titanium Auto Group, Bill Ron Truck Body, Ken Specialty Auto, Ernie Speed Customs, the Elite Belts, Grandpa Joe, and Color Compass. Creative Dragster. Bentley goes 898, 73 miles an hour. Cadence 910 at 72. Bring up Nate, bring up Adeline. Global Container Terminals, Lordco Auto Parts, and the Dragster going up against the Performance World Autorama and KLJ Holdings half-scale Dragster. Nate goes 898, 71 miles an hour. Adeline, 893 at 71. Battle Ramp Hunter G. BDL Automotive, Diversified Metalworks, Milron Truck Body, and Lordco Racing Dragster. And in the Global Container Terminals and Lordco Auto Parts Machine on the Lordco side, it is none other than Alex, their 2023 Junior Thunder Race of Champions winner. So Alex is going to be hunting for back-to-back this afternoon. Hunter G goes 891, 74 miles an hour. Alex 1204, 52. Bring up Ashton, bring up Adam. The TK Performance of Lordco Auto Parts Machine going up against, well, his brother. It's Ashton versus Adam from TK Performance. Family grudge matching going on. fifth on the throttle, 9:14, 59 miles an hour. Ashton goes 11:98 at 53. And that rolls us to Junior Lightning. Lincoln brings it on up with the Titanium Auto Group and JBS Equipment Huddleston Dragster. He faces off against McKenna for JBS Equipment. We know for a fact there's going to be a new Race of Champions winner this afternoon. The last winner for this category was Colton Morin, and he's not a junior anymore. He runs a full-size dragster. I don't think he'd be allowed to run that dragster to defend his title in Junior Lightning. It's just a hunch thing. Top end, Lincoln 799, 81 miles an hour. McKenna 795 at 80. Bring up Abby for Lordco Auto Parts, Pioneer Truck and Trailer, TNT Auto Parts, and Walco Industries, going up against Connor for TKO Hot Rods, Fitness Lab, Panther Auto Glass, Albion Tire, Lordco Auto Parts, and Napa Auto Parts. For the Bike Boss tracks from 2014. Abby goes 796, 81 miles an hour. For Connor, it's 797 at a mere 82. So attention all drivers out there in the pits. Right now, the Pro Shop where we have the time slip kiosk is presently closed. So if you do need a time slip printed, you can come up to the second floor of the timing tower and we can get it printed off for you up here. So again, the Pro Shop is closed, but if you need a time slip printed, you can come on up to the second floor of the timing tower and we'll get it done. CL going to be on a single for Actor Systems, Titanium Auto Group, and Big Kids Racing. The HP Boss Dragster. CO goes 791, 82 miles an hour. And that'll bring on up Nick, the defending class champion for 2023. Will look to officially try to go after his title again tomorrow. For now, we're going to try to get a Race of Champions winner for the JBS Equipment Machine. Nick goes 797 at 81 miles an hour, and that brings up what should be the last pair. Is that right? In juniors, and in fact, the entirety of this first rotation, it'll be Isabella for De Silva Auto World, Tanco, and Quality Manufactured Homes. Running into this 2016 Mike Boss dragster against Lexi, Robo Racing, and Bowtie Ventures. So that does it then for the entirety of the first rotation. Just a quick announcement as well for all of the runners this afternoon. We will be doing interviews with all of the class winners as well at the end of the night. So stick around and head on down to the winner's circle after your class has finished. We'll be down there to talk to you after winning the Race of Champions. Chris Stone got to the party a little bit late. He was rocking up just as Tez was about to get underway. He's got that car teched out, though. And they have allowed him to make a blade hit here. And this will be for the Super Pro category. Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. Pro bracket, we need pro bracket to the lanes for your first round of eliminations. Pro to the lanes for first round of eliminations in the Race of Champions.
Yeah, it's funny because Pat just said it.
Junior Street, the last class of the rotation. Shockingly, despite dominating the category last year, Tyler did not win the Race of Champions. That honor went to Dallas. Zapstrap Racing Chevy 1500 goes up against Josephine. Also in the Zapstrap Racing Chevy pickup. Tyler goes 1084, 64 miles an hour. Josephine 1045 at 68. Bring up Jenna, bring up James. James still running that Nissan pickup on the far side, while Jenna brings out the Peanut Industries Winter Harbor Marina and RV 2000 Chevy Tahoe, all sponsored by Nana. James goes 1022, 67 miles an hour, and Jenna 1080 at 66. Bring up Riker and your Race of Champions defender, Dallas. The RCC 1500 brings it up over here, tower side. On the far side, it's the Overtime Repairs Snorkum Canada Honda Civic. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. Second call for Pro Bracket eliminations. Second call for round one of Bubba Speed Chop Pro Bracket eliminations to the lanes. Riker goes 911, 76 miles an hour. Dallas goes 993 at 72. Bring up Taryn and Sophia. Taryn wanted to thank Neil Smith over at Peanut Industries, while Sophia, sponsored by Stay Tuned Auto Repair for the lone diesel machine in the field. And Sophia gets there first. 889, 81 miles an hour. Taryn, 1012 at 75. Hey, Craig Johnson. We're waiting for you in the staging lanes for the first round of eliminations for Pro Bracket. Craig Johnson, come on up. We're waiting on you to start the first round of eliminations. So while some track prep is going on, we can quickly break down the 7-car ladder that we're going to be having. Now, the Race of Champions format is quite different than what we usually have for a traditional race. Every round is chip draws. So random pairings for every single round. 7 cars in the first round of Bubba Speed Shop Pro bracket. Jim Banky will have the bye into round the 2 and the semifinals. Ross Walker and Craig Johnson will face off. John Tabak and Lorenz Schwartz will go up alongside one another. And then Bobby Ehlers and Chris Stone will face off as well. So 4 passes, 3 pairs, and a single will set us up for the randomized second round of the Bubba Speed Shop Pro Bracket Race of Champions. Then, of course, it is random all the way through until, well, there's only 2 left. Can't really randomize a final. I'd like to see it tried, though. That might be interesting to watch. For now, track crews are hard at work, prepping out this racetrack and getting this surface back into tip-top shape so we can duke it out to see who will take some gold cards and some jackets home. Once again, to all competitors, we will be conducting winners interviews for all class winners this afternoon. So after your class has finished, feel free to come on up to the winner's circle, and we'll be more than happy to give you a chat. Attention to the pits, attention in the pits. Rad Torque Systems Super Pro. We need you down here for your first round of eliminations. Rad Torque Systems Super Pro. Come on down for your first round of eliminations. And Vancouver Car Wrap Sportsman, you're on standby. Scratch that, stand down Super Pro. We're gonna call Sportsman to the lanes. Sportsman, we need you in the lanes, and Super Pro, you're on standby. So Sportsman to the lanes, Super Pro, you're on standby. So our first pairing, John DeMag and Red Schwartz, the Rad Torque Systems and Cold Front S10 going up against the Titanium Auto Group and Bubba Speed Shop Monte Carlo Dallas in at 10:09. Lorenz Schwartz, the defending king of the track, entering tonight. He'll have to defend that crown later this afternoon. For now, he's seeing if he can get to the semifinals for the Pro Race of Champions. 2 green lights. Somebody's carrying 300s in the back pocket. Schwartz trying to overcome the deficit. He's going to get it done. A double breakout. Tabac got there first. Went under, though, by 18 thou. Lorenz Schwartz only under by 7. He is into the semifinals. Bring up Bobby Ehlers. Bring up Chris Stone. The Mustang Fox body with the 6-liter stroke motor dubbed the Chev Stang. Dials in at 1025. Chris Stone. The Stone Cold Racing Dodge Dart dials in at 970. Another pair of green ones. Top end. Wind light for Stone. Another double breakout. Just like the last pair. Ehlers got there first, but went under by 34 thou. Stone only under by 28. 6 thousandths, and the difference of the breakout decides that race. Bring up Ross Walker, bring up Craig Johnson. 1009 to a 1052, the Crescent Chevrolet Chevy 2 going up against the BC scale, Johnson's Customs Exhaust Malibu Wagon. Johnson, the defending winner in this category. Looking to see if he can go for the repeat. It's a double green. Top end of the racetrack. It goes the way of Craig Johnson. So you're a defending champion into the semifinals for the Pro Bracket Race of Champions. That leaves the bye with Jim Banky with that 440 cubic inch Mopar engine underneath a 67 Plymouth Barracuda, dialing in at 10:15. Banky goes 10:20 on the 10:15 dial, and that'll do it for Pro Bracket eliminations in round number 1 for the Race of Champions. Next up, it's Vancouver Car Wrap Sportsman. About to get your round 1 ladder for Vancouver Car Wrap's Sportsman. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. We need Super Pro to the rear of staging. Super Pro, we need you to the rear of staging. Hot Rod, this is your standby call. Kevin McCauley and Brandon Piskacek. The first pair up, Eagle Automotive for the old school Cutlass. Over here, tower side. On the far side, it's the Buick Racing Motor in Canada with Thomas Mustang. 1172 to a 1312 dial this afternoon. Not going to go very far tonight. Turns on the red light, handing the win over to Kevin McCauley on a silver platter. That brings up Bill Wells. The TNT Auto Parts Malibu 2011 60 in his 60th year of racing against Ann Copeland with the 2016 3.6 liter Subaru dialed in at 1518. Copeland away. Bill Wells in hot pursuit. The Malibu alongside 1,000 feet pulls in front and takes the win. Got Ann Copeland on the tree by about 0.07 of a second. Able to snipe away the win and go into the semifinals. The next pair up, we'll start it off with Sylvia Hoogstens. Running that 1966 Ford Mustang, 1246. She's against the heavyweight, though, in this championship. Nick Douglas. Running a 2023 Charge, 2012-13. Douglas, not only the defending overall class champion from 2023, but also the defending Race of Champions winner from 2023. Douglas, see if he can go back to back. Red light start for Sylvia. Nick Douglas, a free pass into the semifinals. Grant Gordon brings it on up next, running the 4-Cycle Customs Incorporated Dodge Dart. And in fact, it's a pair of them. Grant Gordon, 1,012 seconds on the mark. Eric Hansen for the Broadway Refrigeration Dodge dials in at 12:30. Eric Hansen will turn on the red light. Grant Gordon with the free pass. Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. Final call for Rad Torque Systems Super Pro. Final call for Rad Torque Systems Super Pro to the lanes you're about to run. Hot Rod, you're on standby along with juniors. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. We need Hot Rod to the lanes. Hot Rod, bring him on up to the lanes. Hot Rod to the lanes. So we've got only 6 cars in the Super Pro Race of Champions this afternoon. So 3 pairs. We will start it off with Craig Johnson and Loren Schwartz. We will also have Jason Gibson and defending Race of Champions winner Kevin McNichol. And then, of course, we will have John Tabak and Martin Rochelle. So burnout's complete for the first pair. In Rack Torque Systems Super Pro, Craig Johnson brings out the BC scale. Johnson's Customs Exhaust Malibu wagon dials in 1055. Ben Schwartz alongside him with the Titanium Auto Group Bubba Speed Shop Monte Carlo at 1008. Both these drivers have already advanced in the Bubba Speed Shop Pro bracket portion of the Race of Champions. So both have the potential to face off against each other again in the semifinals of that round. But one of them will be out round one in Super Pro. Craig Johnson has taken a lot of wins today and throughout the season, and he'll take another. A double breakout by a margin of 5 thou. Johnson, 009 under. Schwartz, 014 under. Bring up Jason Gibson. Bring up Kevin McNichol. The Mustang Fox Spotted dials in 968. McNichol, the defending Race of Champions winner for Super Pro, dials in at 1008. Top end of the racetrack on this one. It'll go the way of Gibson as McNichol breaks out. So from the penthouse to the outhouse. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. We need all junior classes to the lanes. Junior classes, come on up to the lanes. Juniors to the lanes. John DeBack brings up the Rad Torque Systems and Cold Front S10, dials in 1041. Martin Rochelle, the 78 Malibu, dials in 1082. Doesn't look like he'll be using the throttle stop today with that dial. Usually he sets up for the Super Street 1090 index. Oh, a little bit of the throttle stop. Not a lot of it though. Side by side with Tabak out the back door. Tabak takes it. How about that for John Tabak? He was 0-4 on the tree, but when trip zip with a 6 at the top end, so only 6 10,000ths off the mark. Doesn't get much better than that. Martin Rochelle got around him, yes, but broke out in doing so. So that'll take us to Old Car Center Hot Rod. And in Hot Rod, it's a full field, 8 cars, 4 pairs. Sylvia Hookstons and Rob Monroe Jr. will be the first pair up. You'll have Chris Stone and Roland Lowen, Jim Banky and Rob Hodgson, and then Matt Warner and Rob Monroe Sr. A lot of Robs in the Race of Champions. And we'll start it off to see if Junior can take out Hookstons. $12.45 for Hookstons. Monroe dials in 1049 for the Winter Harbor Marina and RV Gibson's Racing's Transmission, SD Performance, and Horizon Paint and Auto Body Machine. So just shy of a 2-second difference between these two. Sylvia Hookstons going to take out Junior as Rob Monroe Jr. goes under by 0.08 of a second. Hookstons with the better light on the tree and able to take the win on that one. Bring up Your prior Race of Champions winner, Chris Stone from last year, racing against Rolling Low. Mistake from a heavy hitter, and last year's Race Champions winner is out in round number 1. Rolling Low and moves to the semifinals. Jim Banky and Rob Hodgson, the next pair up, 1020 to a 1060. Barracuda versus Belvedere. Jim Banky with a distinct disadvantage. Top end, he breaks out Rob Hodgson. Moving on. That one won on the starting line. Hodgson taking a hole shot. Matt Warner, the next one up for the Linden Service Center Mercury. Dials in 1041. Monroe Sr. dials in 868 for the White Knuckle Racing Model A. Both these cars can carry the front wheels, especially Warner. Oh, he spins the tire. It's not going to matter, though, because Monroe turns on the red light by a huge margin. Went by a full bulb too early. Monroe is out. And Warner can thank his lucky stars. He just got a free pass into the next round. So that'll do it for Hot Rod. Next up, the juniors will be up for their first rounds of eliminations. Roll to Junior Street. James and Jenna. Bring it on up, 1020 to a 1080 dial. The Nissan pickup going up against the Peter Industries Winter Harbor Marina and RV Chevy Tahoe. So James and Jenna running down track, headed to the 8th mile mark. And once they get there, it'll be James taking the race win. No contest on that one. James takes that one by a country mile. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. Bubba Speed Shop Pro Bracket, we need you in the lanes for your semifinal chip draw. Pro Bracket to the lanes to be laddered for the semifinals. Bring up defending champion Tyler. Bring up Taryn. The Zapstrap Racing Chevy 1500 dials in 1082. The Peter Industries machine of Taryn dials in at 1012. Give an extra thanks to Neil Smith. Eighth mile mark. It'll be Tyler to take it on a double breakout. Tyler only under by 9 thou, Taryn under by over a 1/10. So Tyler with a free pass into the semifinals. We'll bring up Dallas, the overtime repair Snorkum Canada 2000 Honda Civic, 2009-91. The Race of Champions winner from last year in this category, racing against Josephine for the Zapstrap Racing Chevy pickup that dials in at 1040. Both drivers away, half track. Give it up for Josephine, taking it once again. So Josephine with the freebie into the next round. Battlebrand Sophia and Riker. Sophia running the Stay Tuned Auto Repair Ford F-150. The diesel pickup, 1,009 seconds. Riker dials in at 909 for the RCC 1500 from 1987. Once again, we have called Bubba Speed Shop Pro Bracket for your semifinal chip draw. Pro Bracket, come on up to the lanes for the semifinal round and your chip draw. And top end, Riker takes it. Another double breakout. That wraps up Junior Street. Junior Thunder should be the next ones around the corner. So the first pair in Junior Thunder, Hunter G versus Nate. The BDL Automotive Diversified Metalworks Milron Truck Body Lordco Racing Junior Dragster, the Dallas in 890 goes up against the Global Container Terminals and Lordco Racing Machine, down in 893. Still racing to the 8th mile mark. Well, that one decided on the starting line as Hunter G left on a green light, Nate left on a red. So Hunter takes that one through to the semis. Meanwhile, Alex, Global Container Terminals and Lordco Auto Parts, dials in at 1197. He was the winner of this category the last year we ran the Race of Champions. Adeline brings up the 2004 Haskell Dragster 890 for Performance World, Eldorado, and KJL Holdings, apologies. Attention to the pits. We need Sportsman to the lanes for the semifinal chip draw. Sportsman, bring them on up to the lanes for the semifinal chip draw. Two away. Adeline chasing down Alex, 8th mile mark. She makes the pass. So your defending Race of Champions winner is out in round number 1. A lot of defending winners falling in the first round this afternoon. Adeline moves to the semis. Bring up points leader Adam, a 2022 champion for the class. Dials in 890 on the mark for TK Performance and Lordco Auto Parts, while Ashton dials in at 1195 for TK Performance and Lordco Auto Parts as well. Sibling rivalry going on over here. One of these brothers will be leaving and will probably end up with some coal in his stocking, courtesy of some family kin this coming Christmas. And it'll go the way of Adam as Ashton leaves on the red light. So we'll bring up Cadence and Bentley. Cadence runs the Titanium Auto Group, Milron Truck Body, Kent Specialty Auto, Ernie Speed, and Custom, Elite Belt, and Telecompass Machine with special thanks to Grandpa Joe. She dials in the 910. Bentley brings up a 2006 half-scale dragster. Dials in an 890. Racing under the colors of Bubba Speed Shop, Heated Industries, Titanium Auto Group, Napa Auto Parts, Badass Garage, and Lucas Oil. 9:01, 70 miles an hour. Cadence goes 9:26 at 71, and that'll give Bentley the win. Well, big disappointments there for Lincoln as the titanium monogram of JBS equipment Huddleston dragster breaks on the line. So Isabella with a free single into the semifinal round. What a tough break for Lincoln. No racer wants to go out like that. He's going to remember that coming around to next year. McKenna and Lexi, the next pair up. Uh-oh. McKenna burning out clean through the beams. Now, those unit dragsters, unlike your typical machine, they don't have reverse gear. So you're going to have to back McKenna up, and they might need to get the starter mode around here again to get that car refired. 796 for the JBS equipment machine. Meanwhile, Lexi for Bowtie Ventures and Hobo Racing, Dow's into the 816. And has this just become 2 for 2 on brakes? Looks like it has. So, half of the junior lightning passes so far have been determined by cars braking on the line. Ouch! Lexi takes that one away. 815 on the 816 dial. Was 9th thou under the mark. So CL up next. Raptor Systems, Titanium Auto Group, Big Kids Racing, dials in at 790. To her right, she's got Connor. For TKO Hot Rods, Fitness Lab, Panther Auto Class, Albion, Thailand, Lordco Auto Parts, and Napa Auto Parts. Dials in at 795. One in, two in, both away, and both on greens. And Sept takes it by 13th down. Connor couldn't get around her. Sept is down in the tree, but just took a little bit more at the top end and takes the win by about an inch. Nick and Abigail, the next pair up. Attention in the pits. We need Super Pro and Hot Rod semifinalists to the lanes. Super Pro and Hot Rod semifinalists, come on up to the lanes. So Nick, up next for the JBS equipment, Junior Dragster dials in 798. Abigail, the Lordco Auto Parts Pioneer Truck and Trailer Teams, the Auto Parts on Lordco Industries, Junior Dragster dials in at 795. Top of the racetrack, Nick goes 803, 80 miles an hour. Abigail, 803 as well at 80 miles an hour. This one goes the way of Nick by over a tenth. Abigail was a tenth on the reaction time for the tree. Nick, just a 003. So first round of eliminations are done for all classes. We're into the semis in the Race of Champions. So Chris Stone and Craig Johnson up first for the Motor Speed Shop Pro Bracket semifinals. Malibu Wagon versus Dodge Dart. Stone Cold Racing versus the BC Scale and Johnson's Customs Exhaust Machine. Craig, seeing if he can't defend for a win this afternoon and go back-to-back for the Race of Champions. Both cars away. And at the corner, it's going to be Johnson taking it away by 0.02 of a second. Craig Johnson with a good drive. Chris Stone sent packing in the semis. We'll bring up Jim Banky and Lorenz Schwartz. The Plymouth Barracuda goes up against the Titan Motor Group and Bubba Speed Chump Monte Carlo. Top end, Schwartz, the king of the track, will face Craig Johnson in the final round. So defending racing champion versus defending king of the track. That's a mammoth battle right there that's going to go down. Grant Gordon and Kevin McCulley. The next pair up, as we'll get into the Sportsman semifinals. The Ford Cycle Customs Incorporated Dodge Dart dials in 12 seconds. Kevin McCulley takes the BD Automotive Cutlass to dial it in at 11:65. At the mark, it'll be Grant Gordon knocking out Kevin McCulley. So Will Gordon face against Bill Wells in the TNT Auto Parts Malibu, who dials in at 11:60. Or will he race against defending track champion and Race of Champions winner in Sportsman, Nick Douglas, dialing in the Charger at a 12:13 at Lake Stevens, Washington. And it'll go the way of Douglas. So Bill Wells is out. It's Gordon v. Douglas in the final round. For Sportsman, attention in the pits, attention in the pits. We are still waiting on Super Pro to the lanes. Super Pro semifinalists, we need you in the lanes ASAP. Super Pro to the lanes. And we're also calling Junior Street. Junior Street, make your way on down as well. We rolled a hot rod. Well, with the sun having dipped below the horizon and no daylight to be found, we're going to ask that all racers please put on your headlights when you're out on the racetrack. All racers, please put on your headlights if you have them so we can identify where on the racetrack you are. Rob Hodgson and Roland Lowen going up against one another. The 67 Plymouth Belvedere dials in at 12:57 to race against the Lordco Auto Parts Meteor dialed in at 12:80. Double breakout on that one with Rob Hodgson going in at 11:71, 82 miles an hour. Matt Warner and Sylvia Hookstins will be up next. Mercury versus Ford. The Linden Service Center machine dials in 10:75 to Hookstins is 12:50. from Matt Warner. Launched all sorts of sideways off the line. Top end, it'll be Hoogston's by a long shot. So Sylvia Hoogston's finding herself in the final round. Pay attention to pits. Craig Johnson. Craig Johnson, we are waiting on you in the staging lanes. Craig Johnson, we're waiting on you. You're on the clock. You need to be in the lanes. ASAP. Craig Johnson, we need you in the lanes. Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. Junior dragster semifinalists. We need you all to the staging lanes. So Thunder and Lightning semifinalists, come on up to the lanes. So we'll bring up the junior street semifinalists. Riker and Josephine going up against one another. 905 to a 1040. The RCC 1500 going up against the Zapstrap Racing Chevy pickup. 2 red lights. It'll go the way of Riker because Josephine went 500 too soon. Riker went only 6 thou too soon. So who does Riker face? Will it be Tyler? Will it be James? It's gonna be an all pickup final round. That's how much we know. $10.80 to a $10.20. Tyler will not be able to go in there. It'll be James taking it by 12 thou, making the drive around Tyler. So Riker and James face off in the junior street final. All right, semi-final round for Super Pro. Craig Johnson and John DeBack go up against one another. The BC Scale Johnson's Customs Exhaust Malibu Wagon dials in at 1054. The Radtor Systems and Cold Front S10 dials in at 1038. Two green lights. Johnson with a lot of advantage, and he'll take it to a win. Craig Johnson went trip, zip with a 1. Took it by 12 thou at the top end of the racetrack. John DeBack just couldn't power around him. So Craig Johnson will race against Jason Gibson in the final round of Radtor Systems Super Pro. Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. We need pro and sportsman finalists to the lanes. Pro and sportsman finalists. Bring them on up to the lanes. Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. Sorry, attention to the pits, attention to the pits. Once again, we are looking for pro and sportsman finalists to the lanes. Pro and sportsman finalists to the lanes. As well as this, we are not going to be running King of the Track tonight, as unfortunately it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to hold things on the track for that long, so we are not going to be running King of the Track tonight. We'll move that further into the weekend. For now, we're only going to be finishing up the Race of Champions. Adeline goes red by 1,000. Bentley taking it into the next one for the final. Now, who will Bentley face? Will it be Adam? The driver that has been so dominant this season, or will it be Hunter G? Both racers pre-staged. And now fully staged. They both left on green lights. Bentley facing Adam in the final as Adam takes out Hunter. So Adam is through. And Adam v. Bentley, final round for Junior Thunder. Now the semifinals for Junior Lightning. Isabella had it easy in the first round when Lincoln broke on the line. So she's going to go up against Nick, 802 to an 801. This time she has to fight her way to the final. And it'll go the way of Isabella, your defending 2023 champion for the class, is not going to fight for it in the final round as he turns on the red light by 300ths. Isabella now has to wait patiently to find out, will she fight Lexi or will she fight CL? Attention to pits, attention to pits. We need Hot Rod finalists to the lanes. Hot Rod finalists, come on up to the lanes. Hot Rod finalists to the lanes. Lexi turns it red by just 0.003 of a second. So it's CL who will go up against Isabella in the final. So we're in the finals now for all of our classes for the Race of Champions. And another quick announcement out there to all of these drivers as well. Unfortunately, we will not be able to conduct winter interviews tonight. Just some misfortunes in regards to tech right now. So we will not be conducting winter interviews today for the Race of Champions. We will, however, conduct those interviews tomorrow. So never fear, you will be able to get your 60 seconds of fame. Final round of Vancouver Car Wrap Sportsman. Lining it up left side, it's Grant Gordon for the 4Cycle Customs Incorporated Dodge Dart. Will leave second as he dials in at 1194. Nick Douglas will have the head start as he dials into the 1220. Douglas trying to go back to back. He was the Race of Champions winner for Sportsman last year. Can he follow it up with another? Double greens. Top end of the racetrack for the final round. Nick Douglas does it for a second year in a row. He is your Race of Champions winner in Vancouver Car Wrap Sportsman. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. Junior Street Final. We need the Junior Street Final to the lanes. Junior Street Final to the lanes. So here comes the Hot Rod finalists. Rob Hodgson versus Sylvia Hoeksens. On the left-hand side, a 1967 Plymouth Belvedere. On the right-hand side, a 1966 Ford Mustang. Rob Hodgson will dial in at 10:57. Sylvia Hookstons dials in at 12:50. Rob Hodgson throws away the Race of Champions by a mere 2 thou. Sylvia Hookstons will take this one on a walk-off win for Old Tar Center Hot Rod. So we're going to shut things down, possibly some oil out there, just going to make sure everything is safe before we send what will be the Super Pro final. Oh, sorry, the Pro Bracket final. My apologies. Both these cars run in Super Pro, so you can't fault me for getting a little muddled. But of course, they fought each other in the semifinals. So Lorenz Schwartz and Craig Johnson will face off. The Titanium Auto Group and Bubba Speed Shop Monte Carlo dials in at 10:06. Craig Johnson for the BC Scout Johnson's Customs Exhaust Mounted Boot dials in at 10:54.
Attention in the pits out there. Attention in the pits. Unfortunately, the cleanup is going to take a decent amount of time here, and we are just going to run out of the weather and the ability to hold the heat in the track. So we are going to have to call it a night here, unfortunately. If you are still remaining in, can you please come down to the staging lanes? So anybody that is still remaining in competition, please come down to the staging lanes so I can let you know what the plan is for tomorrow to get this finished up. That's if you're still remaining in, please come to the staging lanes.